Business Owners Speak. Today, I'm thrilled to have with us Jodi Plett. Jodi is the founder of FlexKeeper. Jodi, how are you today?
I am good, Matt. Thank you.
Well, welcome. We're excited to have you and learn more about you and the business. And so that's the very first question, right? If you could take a second and tell us a little bit about you and the business.
Sure. I started the business 12 years ago. This August 1 is my anniversary. I came from corporate world. I was an executive assistant to five of owners. And my owners were in Washington, D.C., Maryland, New York, and local to Boca Raton. So when I was working there, I got the idea that I could operate my services to them remotely. I put in voice over internet phone systems into each of our offices, their homes, and my home. I also implemented remote desktop. And this has gone back to 2002.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. So I started coming up with the idea, they don't, as long as I'm meeting my deadlines and getting my work done, there was no reason that I needed to be in a physical office with them. And I started, figuring out different ways that I could make that work for the future. And speaking to my executives there, I have an IT background and an accounting background as well. I talked to my executives, and in 2011, I actually stepped out of corporate world and launched the business, not just for myself, but for other women and men who wanted flexibility in their time and their day to be able to spend time with family, children, go to school, and just have that flexibility. So when I launched, I brought another person with me. And here we are today, 12 years later. We became remote before remote was cool.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
like to say. Yeah.
That's amazing. So you were working for four different executives. Were they all with the same company, or were you kind of like a job share type situation?
No, they were all with the same companies. It was just all the owners of the business. And so the company that I worked for in Boca, and they were just scattered all over the place. So I was just constantly doing things for them as they were out of town and when they came into town.
So how did you get up the courage, or how did you know it was the right time to take that leap?
That's a good question. From that initial corporation where I was working for, it hit around 2008. And, we all know the financial crisis that happened in 2008. And of course, it affected them. I had to leave that position. And I found myself working as an executive assistant again at a healthcare company in Boca. And again, working for another um, multiple executives out of Utah, wherever they are. And there were some things going on in that company. And one of the old executives from where I originally got my foundation and start reached out to me, and he said, listen, when are you going to launch? Because I like what you have to offer and I need you. So I wrote my business plan, actually watching my husband play hockey. While he was playing hockey, I wrote my business plan, and it took, probably about 6 months to get through that. And then the encouragement came from my husband, my family. By this time, my children were much older. So I didn't really they didn't get to see the greatness of having flexibility in my day. But I just, we redid our own personal finances and said, okay, let's go. And I stepped out of corporate world, just launched it, just leaped
Just
and
left.
went straight. I just leaped. What are you going to do? My husband is a CPA by trade, so he was able to help me with projections, for the company. We ended up changing my business model very early. Originally, I stepped out to help corporate offices because that's where I came from and what I knew. But as I started getting into the networking chambers, BNI, I learned that it really wasn't the corporations that needed what I had to offer. It was the small businesses that were trying to grow. So we did change our business model quite early to help small businesses instead of corporations.
Interesting. So networking kind of led to a pivot, for lack of an overused term, in your business. Okay. And so walk us through a little bit about how the relationship works and how your services work.
Okay. Like I said before, from the beginning, we've been remote from the very beginning since 2011. Our clients are small businesses. Um, we offer bookkeeping services, administrative support services, tax preparation. We've recently launched a new service line of business financial services. And because we're deadline driven, like everything that we're pretty much doing has a deadline, we're able to do it at any time of the day that is needed. And so I have people that work with me that are, I call them we have the stay-at-home moms, we have college students who may be better suited to go to class at night, or also offers them in order to go to class during the day and still work a full-time job by getting their work done at night. I have my semi-retireds, the gals that aren't quite ready to quit doing stuff, quit doing some work. And we all work from our own locations. And all of our clients are, that's helping them because it lowers their overhead costs with doing that. And it was a struggle in the beginning because, we didn't have the pandemic that really showed the world that what I was doing can happen. And I would, come into roadblocks with my clients. What if I need to get up and talk to you? How do I reach you? And the answer is, if I'm sitting in your office, you're not going to get up and walk down the hall to come see me. You're going to pick up your phone and call my extension.
Yeah.
And that's all I am. I'm just an extension. We're an extension away. We've been using Zoom for a long time. And now we also have, Microsoft Teams that we're able to connect with our clients. We will go and visit them and go on. We have a couple ones that we do go on site for the touch and feel of it. Right. But for the most part, we are completely remote working our software and our services.
Okay. And so if a business owner signs up for your services, do they get a dedicated person, or does someone like take the tasks and decide who to do it? Like, how does that work?
I generally start out with each of my clients and get them onboarded. I have my right-hand person, Monica. She will do a recording through Teams as we're going through each of the services that we're doing for them, and she creates processes for them. And then I decide which one of our people on our team is best well suited for that client. We also cross-train. So you'll have a dedicated person working for you and with you. But if something happens to them, if they get sick, they go on vacation, you're not left stranded. We have other people that can back them up and help them in the work as well. So we kind of tag team, each one of our clients. We just want to make sure that they're taken care of and their work is getting done without a lapse in time just because we take a vacation.
How about industry? Are you kind of pointed toward a specific industry, or are you working in multiple?
We work in multiple industries for sure, especially on the bookkeeping and accounting side. Our sweet spot would be it's the small to medium sized business. So we've helped some of our clients, through the process of growing from one employee to right now I have one with 18 employees. I've had another one that ended up, helped them get somebody in-house for them, a controller. And then a CFO ended up in that company and they now have 85 employees. So that client is a success story for us, but they're not our sweet spot. Like we have let them go and let them, grow on their own past that point. So probably 25 employees would be, the highest level that we would help with, because at that point you do need people that are more local in-house. But the industries are all over. We have real estate companies, right. Franchises, one owner businesses.
Okay. And who does all of the sourcing of your team? Or is that all you?
That's all me right now. Yeah. we are growing with the new services that we're offering, the business financial services, which what that means is you're going to get a higher level above a bookkeeper. You're going to get investor reporting with that. You're going to get cash flow projections true budgeting. You're going to have your chart of accounts set up for exit plans if you're planning to sell in the future. And that's what those services offer. So we are most all of the people that have came to me that work for me right now have been referrals, and all of my clients have been on referrals. So we've grown very organically, and we're getting ready to launch a marketing campaign, which is new to me, doing the SEO and all that fun stuff. So it's exciting to see what's going to happen.
Well, you have a great looking website. So hopefully some of that SEO gets some of that traction and, boosts you up the lists where we're all trying to get. Tell us about the logo.
Oh, you like the logo. It's one of my favorites. It is, you see here, it's the octopus. And the octopus has a lot of different symbolisms that affect my company. The octopus is the most passionate creature of the sea. And I'm very passionate about not just my clients, my business owners. I'm also very passionate about the people that work for us. It's why I started the company. I started it to help people to have flexibility in their days and be able to have the best of both worlds. The octopus bleeds blue, and blue is a symbol of trust. And we are working with our clients' social security numbers and bank accounts, and you have to have a high level of trust in order to do that. The octopus also has 9 brains. Each arm has a brain as well as the main head, and that symbolizes, that we aren't just providing one service. We do a lot of different things. We want to be your whole back office to your company, and so each arm is a symbol of that. And I thank you. I love my logo. It's probably the best.
I was thinking, a lot of different arms doing a lot of different things, but I didn't know about the passion and the blue blood. So I'm glad I asked.
Yeah, thank you.
So
that's great.
As a business owner now for 12 years, right?
12 years, yeah, coming up.
That's amazing. What would you say has been the most surprising thing about being a business owner that maybe that you weren't expecting?
Oh, there was a lot that I wasn't expecting as a business owner. I didn't expect how hard it actually would be. Like, it doesn't stop. My brain is constantly thinking of ways to make the business better, better services that we can offer our clients, and how we can grow. So I often wake up at 2 a.m. and I have a Remarkable. I don't know if you've ever seen the Remarkable, but I have the Remarkable. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Wish I would have invented that, but yeah. So, I have that, and I'll write my, thoughts out in the middle of the night. I feel like that's where my best thinking actually comes from, is those wake up moments. So that was surprising. I didn't expect that for sure. And I didn't expect the response that I received by providing remote services to clients. I remember getting my very first check, from a client. Some of my clients are still with me from the very beginning.
Wow.
And, have grown with us. So I definitely didn't expect the greatness of the response that I received. And for my employees that work with me, is always a dream. It wasn't just going to be me doing bookkeeping. My dream was always to provide this, the flexibility. I'm going to keep going back to flexibility to the people that work with me, and the longevity. I have one gal that's been with me since 2014. So, I mean, it's the longevity of the people that are with me is amazing. The support.
It's nice to see businesses that actually maybe benefited a bit from COVID. Did you see an uptick in business once that kind of died down and people realized, okay, we might not be going back to the office now?
We grew exponentially during COVID, not only because, we're in the accounting field, and we stepped up immediately to help do their PPP loans and SBA loans and get the forgiveness done for them. We don't do the employee retention credit right now because of bandwidth, but I have partners that we will, source that out to and help the clients get that revenue that came in. So for us, it was like the light bulb went off in so many business owners that, oh yeah, we can do this remotely, and I don't need to pay the overhead costs because we're a subcontractor to each one of our clients. So our overhead cost to our clients is minimal compared to them actually having an employee, on site or even remotely. And we're set up. We've been set up for this for 12 years. So we've seen, what works, what doesn't work, and how to grow from it and move forward.
You're like an original Zoom user.
Probably pretty close. I do pay for it now because I have to have over my 45-minute limit. So
all right. So
long time.
Yeah. What does year, 13, 14 and beyond look like for FlexKeeper?
Oh, we are looking to really, really grow the new services that we're offering, the business financial services platform. We're also teaming up with other CPA firms to do their bookkeeping for them and their clients, which we already have a couple on board. So just with those things going on, I see the growth of the company in the next couple of years doubling, if not more. We will be hiring another accountant by the end of this year. And I see, as we keep doing that, we're going to be hiring more people along the way to help facilitate all the services that we are offering.
Yeah. So planning on that marketing plan to start bringing in some leads, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it's going to be like I said, it's going to be a change for me because BNI has been an amazing marketing tool for my company. Not only just, with the services that we offer, but with what we're getting from BNI and the families and friends that we've have as a team. It's like I've expanded my team so much just by having that platform. So to take it from growing this organically into an SEO model is going to be a new, exciting thing for us to see. Like, I can't wait by next year that I'm Googling certain things and our name is coming up and people are going to start recognizing my brand and my logo and knowing who we are.
Right. So as we wrap up here, Jodi, tell me a little advice you'd give to someone who just took that leap that you took 12 years ago and is starting their new business. What's some advice you'd give?
I would say that you're going to have, people that want to mentor you and to accept that help. It was probably one of the biggest things that I learned early on was that there's other people out there who have been very successful and know what to do and what not to do, where to spend your funds from the beginning so that you can move forward and grow. So the mentorship is huge, and there's avenues that you can take. The SBA does some great mentorship as well, and just grasp that and listen. Listen to what the advice people are saying, and just know that business is ever evolving. It's never going to be the same as what you first initially thought it would be.
Very true and well said. Take help, right? Accept it. There are people out there that know how to help, and be ready for change because it's always changing.
Yes, it sure is.
That's great. Well, Jodi, thank you so much for joining us today. Really interesting business model, the pioneer of the remote work. So we wish you and FlexKeeper the best of luck in the future.
Great. Thank you for having me.